Morning, everyone. Hopefully, everybody had a wonderful holiday. I worked through mine. This is Gerard greeting my portion of West Texas. I wanted to show you guys something. One of the hardest lessons not one of the hardest lessons I learned out here. It was the hardest lesson I learned, and that is how to secure greenhouse plastic. So the coming together. I'm finally now getting her all sealed up. If you remember the pictures from the first, you would know that the roof was a lot higher. The roof on this side, you know what, let me get on the truck so you can get a better view. The roof on this side actually was, I guess about 4 feet. And so it was a lot higher. I've made it significantly lower profile. I gotta focus you somewhere else as I climb on the truck. There we go, it's a better view. So this is a lesson in securing a greenhouse in high winds. I've built a couple, but in Pennsylvania, you never had to worry about the high winds. Out here, you do. So if you see the straps in between the bar braces, right? They're just conduit. I use 1-inch conduit and 3/4. They're spaced about every 4 to 5 feet. If I could do it again, the next one I do, I'm gonna space them every 4 feet. Just makes for more strength. The conduit holds the plastic up. If you see in the center, I have a support brace that holds the conduit, because every now and then you can get what's called a downdraft, which is a major force of wind which will come down and it'll just destroy the greenhouse. That's how you destroy these hoop house greenhouse plastic tunnels, even if they're designed for high wind. And then the other thing you're fighting is lifting the plastic up. Long story I'm not going to get into. Being out here at 4 o'clock in the morning fighting the wind on the last plastic I put up, I had to take down. That was no fun. So what will happen is, if air can get in on the sides, and my major failure was I'm doing it alone and I trusted the weatherman. So if you can get help putting your plastic up. And if you live in a place like I do out here, there's nobody around, there's no news, there's no weather, no one has any idea what's coming. And the two nearest towns to me had light wind for those days, less than 10 miles an hour. And here we had probably 50-mile-an-hour gusts. This side of the greenhouse was still partially open. Air came in on that side, created a balloon here. And if you can picture me, little brown man, bald, hanging on that corner, being lifted in the air 2 and 3 feet as this big balloon was going. So I had to make a decision that night, or early that morning after I fought it all night, preserve the structure, which I did because there's significant investment in time, blood, sweat, and energy, versus the $100 plastic. So I just grabbed a machete, cut the plastic loose, and there are bits of it still in the corners. Actually, I used it temporarily to seal some holes before I fill them in. I'm gonna use that plastic, reuse it, because I don't waste anything out here, to secure some of the garden beds. But I had to make that choice, which was a sad one. Cut the plastic free, reuse it, save the structure. So in order to secure a greenhouse in high wind, there's a guy who did a great video on it, very concise. I have to post the link in the comments. Although you get to call him the doobly-doo now. I like calling it the doobly-doo because that's just really corny, and I'm a father, so that's what we do. I'll put the link in the doobly-doo. So what you have is straps that go across in between every section, and they're crossed. I'll use what was a fishing knot. I used learned back in Boy Scouts to tighten it down. And so what you need all your bars at the same exact height, very close, and bent to the same degree. Mostly. It doesn't have to be exact. You don't need an expensive bender. You can still do it with a conduit bender, but you just want to make sure you get close. So today, because there's no wind, what I'm going to do is that bar, and I think there's one here, all need to come down between 6 to 8 inches. And once they're level, then I can pull the plastic very, very tight. And these straps here will serve their purpose of not letting air get inside and create a ballooning effect. All the wind needs is a good foot. If it, in my opinion, what I've seen out here is if it can lift that plastic up a foot, it can get enough pressure in there to rip apart your foundation, and it basically becomes a big parachute. So anyway, that's what I'm doing today. Take that corner off, secure that, and then I'm gonna do some planting. I will say this has been a long voyage. I'm gonna take a break, rest my carpal tunnel syndrome and my shoulder. Maybe take some trips around, some day trips. The hay bales, the cows haven't come to eat it yet. That's a great thing. They'll be actually secured with cob. I might do some of that. That's easy to do. That's not a whole lot of physical labor. And basically those hay bales are going to be the wall. So the structure, it's a wallopini. It's earthen, it's underground mostly. I'm building up the walls to keep the wind off of it. And I'm probably going to do long-term a structure on the hay bales, which actually is going to be a greater greenhouse, more of a cathedral ceiling. But obviously right now, not right now, it costs too much. That's one thing. I'm not made of money. And the second thing is I want to get through the winter, keep this low profile, and then I'll work on that in the spring. See Homeland Security out there? Out there every morning. They get out there and they make sure the homeland is secure. They were up barking last night, or at least Puppy Girl was, the hound dog, because something was around. They might be going after it, but what I can tell you is if it's out there in that corner, right there in that corner, they're not going over there. That's where something nasty lives. There's something out there they're scared of. Yep, see, look at that. They sniffed it and they came right back. It's either a wolf, a mountain lion, or a bear. Nothing else they're actually scared of. And so it's about a quarter of a mile that way. Not really worried about it. Anyway, so this is what I'm working on today. I just want to give you guys an update. I'll give you a quick sneak peek inside. I don't want to, but I have a lot of planting to do, but I know I haven't done a video in a while. This is where we're going on the inside. So in my corner, I got all my tropical plants. The ones that survived this year-long mission: Schefflera, bougainvillea, eggplant, doTERRA, citrus. There's banana over there. There's pomegranate, and there's more over here. And it's very dirty. I got to clean up, but this is a construction site. So basically, all the hills, all the walls are going to be planted. The root systems will lock in and hold the walls up. The waterfall, got to work on. She's going to be over here. So somewhere up here, the water is going to come down into the pretty koi pond with the koi that are hiding. It's been too cold, so they're staying on the bottom where it's warm, and the tilapia I'll release soon. That's where the fish swim in and greet me every morning and cry for food. I think I'll probably take this hill back a little bit, or I'll make that a bench. I'm not sure yet, but they'll still be planted above it. If you can see the scale right here, I still want to dig down about 2 feet, push that all the way back to the corner, and the corner will be the kitchen. And this is going to be my outdoor world. Got a few more support braces I want to put up there. Not going to do the loft in the cob house. Not this month, maybe next month or 2 months down the road. I'm going to raise the ceiling, and once we get past the spring winds, and then I'll do, the loft ceiling. But anyway, then there's, of course, more plants. I got plants everywhere. I got thousands of seeds to plant, but all of this all the way around is going to be planted. The walls, depending on how they do in the next month or so, I might do some sort of insulation. A lot of these plywood, no, they're not even, they're not straight, so this is survival. It's not make it pretty for the contractor. I may straighten them out. I may not. I don't know. I can pull them off easily. I can just slide them out to do the cob on the inside of the hay. I'm not sure if that's going to happen this year. And if these walls create enough R rating and it stays warm in here, so far it's staying 10 degrees warmer in here than outside at nighttime, which is great. I'd like to do a little better. I'm not totally sealed. I'll seal it and we'll see what happens. Air comes in literally through the hay bales because they're not sealed. So when they're sealed, that's going to become more of a barrier. And plus, all of this is going to be built up to the base. Succulents planted at the top so you don't have water affecting the wood. And if it doesn't have enough R rating, then I'm going to go ahead and do some insulation or something that's non-toxic on the inside, and then do plywood all the way back around and come up with something pretty, some sort of wood siding or something. Anyway, Everybody's struggling, but now it's warming up. We're coming back to life. This was a lantana. This actually was a big, massive bush outside of my store, which I brought here, and she's been struggling for a long time, but she's still alive. And this is, why it's important to be a gardener and understand plants. Never give up on plants, because she looks dead before you get up close. But when you get up close, Chef Valera, she was just waiting to come back to life. And so there you can see right there. I mean, the whole tree is alive. She was just waiting. There you go. There you go. See the new buds coming out here? There are new buds coming out everywhere. And that's why you never give up on plants. They know how to wait out the dark winters and the dry times to rebud and create a whole branch. So I'll show you this in the future. I mean, lantana has the amazing ability to just go dormant and come back. She's going to pop back to life, and this is going to be a colorful tree that I'll take up to the height and bush out. Anyway, this is Gerard, Greening West Texas. I got to get back to work. I'm still alive. Ah! You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.